Good morning. Well, it's the 12th of November 2020, my birthday again, and I'm in Caimari in Mallorca, and I'm just about to head off on a through hike down the west coast to Port Andrax. So today I'm walking up to Lluc, and then from there down to the Reservoir. I'll probably spend the night somewhere, and then on from there down the west coast to Port Andrax, hopefully get there for Monday. And the weather's really good, so I'll do a few videos along the trail, let you know what it's like, and yeah, let's see how it goes. Caimari, just about to set off, and we came across this restaurant that makes its own olive oil, and look at this. This is the plant where the olives go through. People come and put their olives in here. It goes up to the press and finally ends up in the bottle somewhere. So this is the part of the machinery which washes the olives, removes the leaves, and then they go up on this conveyor here to the next stage of the process, which appears to be that vat up there. This is where the oil eventually comes out into the containers. What an incredible place this is. So it's 9:51, just leaving the olive pressing restaurant in Caimari. Always forget to log the time of when I leave on these hikes, so there we've got it. And that's a view walking up towards Caimari, and the GR222 path starts about 100 meters past the town as you walk up into the mountains. So we're just coming up to the start of the trail now. Lovely view as we walk up into the mountains here, and yeah, we should have the sign for Lluc. There we are, 2 hours 10 minutes on the 222. So I'm about a kilometre out of Caimari now. You can probably see the trail behind me there. It's just like a rocky path basically. Quite appropriately named the Ruta de Piedra, the route of stones. So it's quite an incline, to be honest. I've already had to take my jacket off. It's probably less than 20 degrees here, and I'm cooking already, wetter than an otter's pocket. So I just thought I'd just stop, and there's just no sound here apart from passing cars. Just the birds tweeting in the background. Lovely view. That's looking back down the trail where I've just come from. Quite an incline actually, especially with a pack on. And I'll just pan round. And that's the route ahead. You can probably see there is a torrent here cut out in the rock. It's for the heavy rainfalls we get in the winter. So yeah, so carry on now. What gets on my nerves on this 221 and 222 is the times. I have been walking for a good 35 minutes and it now says 1 hour 45 to Lluc. I mean, honestly, Mallorca, what they don't tell you is this was logged by an Olympian runner. There's no way these times are right. Look at that for a Scooby-Doo. Just up on the road now, walking along. It's obviously the 221 intersects with the mountain road, so I'm just walking up along here now. But yeah, what a view. Lovely morning. Somebody's got a fire going on down there as well. So that was really nice. Just met a guy on the trail called Tony. Spoke to him Spanish for about 20 minutes there on the track. He said I spoke really good Spanish, which is quite surprising. Not working at the minute, works in a shoe factory in Inca, and apparently he does this trail, runs it in the summer from Caimari up to Lluc, and in the winter he walks up and down, and then he gets the bus back down to Caimari. So yeah, really nice guy actually. He's just stopped for his breakfast. I think he wanted to just have his breakfast by himself, because he said I'm going to stop, have my breakfast, and he said I'll catch you up later. So I didn't want to infringe on his little moment. Talking about moments, look, I mean, this is the moment. It's just deadly silent up here. You can probably see the track that I've just gone up now. It's just one of these typical stone tracks of the Mallorca GR221. I mean, who the hell laid all these stones? I do not know. You can probably see behind me there the track going up. So I'm apparently 1 hour 15 minutes from Lluc now, according to the Somalian Olympic runner. We will continue. I just had to stop and just take this view in over to my right here, looking down onto Mallorca, and we can see the mountain range of Arta over there in the distance, and looking down onto Inca there, you can see there's a few fires burning down there. It's just such a really nice view. Just looking down the track here, I've got Tony catching me up now. Must have wanted a bit of peace. And yeah, this is just another one of those moments you have to just take in, really. Awesome. So I'm just now coming into Lluc. Just stopped at the filling station at the top to get some water and a little snack. Just walking along a asphalt road now into Lluc. I think it's not far around the corner here. Been pleasant walk up from Caimari anyway. Done the Lluc to Pienza walk before, and to be honest, the Caimari one is much more scenic, and I think it's a better route. It took me 2 hours. The Lluc to Pienza walk is through the forest. It's very dark and dingy, to be honest. Not a lot to see. That one was like quite picturesque actually, some really nice views, and quite steep in places, to be honest, but you know, you just got to plough on, get through it. But yeah, I think if I had a choice to do the two, I think I'd do the Caimari one again. Definitely my preference. So I just stopped, as I said, had a little snack. I don't feel hungry, I don't feel thirsty. I think I'm going to get to Lluc and just plough straight through. So we're now in Lluc, crossing from the 222 onto the 221, heading towards the Cuba Reservoir. So this is the route leaving Lluc on the 221 towards Cuba. It's again very consistent with the name, Ruta de Piedra, the route of rocks, as you can probably see. And for quite a few kilometres now, I remember this because I did it in the summer, we've just got this typical rocky path. You come across an odd post like this, direction that way, but apart from that, it is a really good idea to have Wikiloc or a GPS, because once you get further down the island, the routes are really not very well marked, and you can end up spending a long time trying to find the trail if you go off track. So this again is just coming up, leaving Lluc. Sort of like going through forest, through open areas here. Not too difficult, but once you cross the main road and go up through the next forest, it's quite an incline. Jesus Christ. That was just a typical example of just not paying attention to the wiki lock or the GPS and just following a track. I must have just ended up about 100 meters downhill of where the track is. Oh my God, that was a killer. And then when you do that, you go cross country up a direct incline. It's not good. Pay attention to the tracks. Look at these things. What are they? They look a bit like an acorn. They're all over these trees, look. Just waiting for a squirrel to jump out on me. So I've just come to the point where it crosses the road. Here, just leaving Lluc. This is where it's a little bit difficult because, as you can probably see here, the post for the direction is going up through this forest where it says, oh, be careful, there are big game in there. But the problem is, once you walk up through that forest, there is actually a wall you've got to camber over, which was quite difficult last time. No idea how the 80-year-old guy in the guidebook with his Sunday Times and his flat cap on would get over that wall. Nevertheless, one must make a decision now whether to follow this track up through the woods and get over the wall, or to go on the other side and see where that takes me. Let's see what happens. So I'm just on the trail heading up from Lluc. Had to put the GPS on now as the phone has lost signal. This is why you always need to have a GPS. Now, interestingly enough, the route I took was different to the one that I took before. So I can only presume whoever mapped the other route jumped over the wall. Bit silly when there was a gate. So up here we've got all of these circles now. Apparently, no trees above that one, as you can probably see. They used to use these for making charcoal. Now, there's another one up here. Really nicely done, covered in moss. Would make a great campsite actually, because they're just so flat and spongy. Someone actually had a fire on one back there, so someone's obviously camped on one before. So you see a lot of these on the trail up here. Must say this trek from Caimari up here is, it's hard work even at this time of year in the colder temperatures. Look, I'm wetter than a duck's bum. I mean, it's just like completely uphill, the whole thing. Right, got to try and find out where we're going now. Here's another sign over here behind me. Right, it's obviously straight up there. Just show you. There we go, that's where we're going. Straight up there. So I've just stopped at the top coming up from Lluc. It's a grueling climb this. It's one of the highest mountains that you actually have to go over on the 221. Always wetter than a fish. I've just got my top off getting dried out there. Checking the old plates of meat. Yeah. I think as they are not fully recovered from the last event yet, I
think I'm going to just put a couple of compedes on just to make sure I don't have any problems. Oh, that one, there's no blister there, but you can see how beaten up it still is. Apparently your plates take ages to sort of repair themselves when you've had blisters. So yeah, I'm going to stick a compede on there now. Look at my rotten toenails. See that one? That one's a bit weird. And that's the other one that nearly fell off as well. Apart from that, lovely view. Beautiful. I'm nearly getting to the top now. Just coming up this ridge here, which is going to be next to Sant Elm, which is the highest mountain on Mallorca you can climb. Definitely the hardest ascent this on the entire GR221 for sure. It doesn't matter whether you come from Soya or Lluc end, you are still climbing the same height. And I'll just show you the view. So that's the view there, looking west out to sea. I'll just pan round. Obviously the sun's dropping a little bit now. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon now. Look over there, we've got Alcudia, we've got Campica Fort, far end of Alcudia Bay in the distance there. And up here is where we are going. You can see there's somebody descending right now, so better carry on. So this mountain here is the Deia, which is the highest peak you can actually climb on Mallorca. Not this one, this one here. But there's no route to get up there from this side of the mountain. It's like it would literally be a rock climb. And just asked a couple of guys I bumped into onto the trail. So yeah, we'll have to put that on the bucket list and put it in diary for another day. Hey, look at that little hole in the rock there. That'll be a great little shelter place if you got stuck up here in a bit of adverse weather. You could get in that little dig out there and shelter. So I tell you, it's been, even since I got to the top of the sort of like the rocky path at Lluc, it's been hard going up here, man. Look, I mean, it's like this all the way, and sometimes you lose the track. It's a good job I've got my GPS, otherwise you could spend probably half an hour losing your track. And this here, look, that would be another little great place to camp, especially if you had a westerly or a southwesterly wind blowing. Wouldn't be anything get you in there. So just coming up over the top now. There's going to be a vista up here. Yo, yeah, man. So this is the top. Got to go over this wall over here, and then we start the descent down to the Cuba. You can't actually go a bit mad up here. Hello! Hello! It's been a long slog down from the top where Sant Elm was. I mean, I haven't done any videos. The track is just like one massive torrent where the water runs down in the winter, obviously. Some of the gorges are 5 feet deep, so you have to go around them. So it's been a right old slog down, just like never endless going through this forest. But I'm so happy that I've just reached this sign, Puig des Tossals Verds, because I know from here down onto the track where the aqueduct is not very far, because I did that a couple of weeks ago. So it's just getting a little bit concerned now, because it's It's after 5, the sun's going down, it's going to be getting dark. I've got my head torch and everything, so not really a problem, but I was kind of planning on finding somewhere to spend the night, covertly of course. Yeah, so we're just going to have to crack on and see where we get to. Just got set up just before dark. It was actually dark when we got set up. Tent here, bag. It's getting a bit chilly now, and tonight we've got chili clan carne. Got a lovely cup of tea in the kettle for after that. So this is where I ended up sleeping last night. Got here, it was pitch black. Had to look for somewhere for the tent. Had a really bad night's sleep. It wasn't really so much for the noises, it was more, there was some people walking around. I didn't know whether they saw me putting a tent up or not. So I've had a few hours sleep anyway, so I feel okay. So I'm just going to get packed up now and head off. Somebody's just been around the track there now. Heard them talking, so that's woke me up. Good morning. Well, I've got all packed up now. I'm going to have to get the tent and the gear out down in the Sawyer and dry it out. Thought I'd just have breakfast this morning before I go. I'm going to ignite there for a minute. What we got this morning? Granola with raspberries. A la carte, may I say. A la carte. So yeah, as I was saying, pretty bad night's sleep. I think it's definitely better camping, like where you're not going to be seen completely off the trail. I'm going to have this. Got enough water to do a nice cup of tea, and then get off down the road to Sawyer. Incidentally, modelling the X-Speed camp slippers, which were bought for me by my brother for my birthday. Very nice, very cosy. Lovely. Look how fast this cooker's boiling the water. Look, it's boiling already. That is a brilliant little stove, man. Pop that in the bag. There we go. Give it a little mix up with the all-purpose spoon or fork. And then 5 minutes, and I'll be ready. But you know, even though it was a bad night's sleep, just to wake up here in the morning is just phenomenal. I mean, there's not really any words for it. Look at this. This is incidentally the Cuba Reservoir, one of 2 reservoirs in Mallorca. Got the Puig Mayor up there. Just do a little pan round. Some mountainsides there. Well, it's taken me just over an hour to get to the top here. This is where the 221 starts dropping down into Sawyer. So for the past hour it's just been quite a nice trail actually. You can probably see the woodland behind me and the reservoir in the distance there where I stopped last night. Got the signpost behind me. So full speed ahead to Sawyer. And look at that. This is the moment. Just looking down towards Sawyer there. Really nice. I think I had Sawyer at the bottom there. So later on this afternoon we will have to go over that little ridge down there where the smoke is. Maybe you can't see it on the video, but that's the next route after lunch. Well guys, just walking down from the top down to Sawyer. It's a stony path again. It's quite a steep gradient to be honest. Saw a few guys going up who were just huffing and puffing. So yeah, it's 11:15. Make my way down to show you the view. So that's a view there, looking over towards Sawyer. That hill over there, the little V, that's what I have to go over next to get to Deia. And the majority of this route now is this stony path. There are actually some water points on this route. There's 3 taps in the wall with valves on them that you can get water from. It's perfectly alright to drink. I've had it a few times and never had any problems up to now. And there's a stream at the top which I would say is perfectly drinkable as well, to be honest. Don't quote me on that though. Down here you can probably see the path's curving round. There you go. I don't think we're far off the bottom now, the first village that we come to. So it's 3 o'clock, just leaving Sawyer on the path to Deia. Hopefully get there by 6 at the latest to my lodgings for this evening. Fully hydrated. Just had a lovely lunch with my wife Vanessa. Changed the pack. I don't know what the weight is, but I feel like I could float to the sky. That's how light it is. Awesome. Well, I'm just on the route between obviously Sawyer and Deia. Just come to this big old farmhouse. Mallorcan manor type building here. It's all closed up. A couple of cars here. But just this is the view looking back towards Sawyer. In the background we've got the Puig Maior at the top there. It's just an amazing view, and what a great day to do this walk on. Well, just coming into Deia now. That's taken me 2.5 hours approximately. I ain't been hanging around. I'm as wet as a wetsuit. God, I was tempted to just take the normal road when I got onto the crossing point. There's the map there behind me, look. But you know, I could not bring myself to it because I would know I kind of like cheated and went on the normal road. So there we go, I've done it. So I just got up about 10 to 8 now. Didn't know if I could even walk this morning, but I've got to this cafe or bakery
And yeah, good night's sleep. Morale's a bit better today, so we're gonna hit the trail. And that mother clucker is what we've got to get over. Whoa, this is a steep climb. I just saw this outcrop of rocks here. I thought I'd better just come out here and just do a little shot of the route up leaving Deia. We've got Deia down there at the bottom. God, look at the weather this morning, it's fantastic. There's no wind, it's just like completely still. So, let's carry on. So I just got to the top from Deia. Well, say top, clearing the tree line anyway. God, that was some climb. I must have burnt about 10 zillion calories. Look at the sign. Danger of falling. That's how tough it is going up or down there. I've been down before, but God, coming up, that's another kettle of fish. It's amazing how you look down and you go, oh, there's Deia. We're there. It takes like 3 hours just to get down that hillside. Well, this is a little bit of a surprise. The way we came last time was coming over that ridge over there. I'm going to take in a different track, and look, I'm actually going along the top of this mountain rise here and down over there. So nice to have a different route, I guess. Look, you can see here, you have to follow the route round and down there. Let's do a little video around the corner here. Wow, look at this. Look at that, look how high up we are here. Oh God. Actually, I can hear some people coming in the opposite direction. So I just come down from the trail from Deia. God, what a morning that's been. Unbelievable. That's the entrance to the trail there. There's all these people here. Got a Scooby-Doo what's ahead. Mind you, they're probably just doing a little loop here, not doing the wall of death down into Valldemossa. So I've got another 10k to get to Esporles, where I shall stay the night. Just got to sit down somewhere now and rest my feet, change my socks, I think, dry my second t-shirt out, that sort of thing. But just so nice to be back on a bit of asphalt road. Leaving Valldemossa now at 13:47. Just had a lovely chicken and chips in Valldemossa. Leaving now at 13:47 hours, heading towards Esporles. You can get lost on the trail up here, but the best thing to do is just keep an eye out for these little piles of rock. There's one there, there's one there. Alternatively, there is an abundance of toilet paper, tampons, litter, and now we're in the COVID season, medical masks. Yeah, so easy to follow, really. Just coming up the top of from Valldemossa now.
absolute mother of a climb that after my chicken and chips, to be honest. Look, I'm wetter than an otters pocket again. It's just, you just have to literally keep changing your t-shirts. The old merino wool ones are the best because they dry out really quick in the sun, but that's all you can really do is just keep changing your t-shirts. I've got 3, so but this is drenched through. There's not much point in changing until I start going back down. So you can see right over the other side of Palma from here. Amazing. Well, I'm actually doing this section from Valldemossa to Esporles, I think quicker than what I actually thought I was going to do it. Mind you, I ain't hanging around. Obviously conscious of the light we've got left today. So it's it was tough going up from Valldemossa to the top there. God, that was a son of a bitch. Then you go down the valley and now you're back up. This hasn't been too bad, to be honest. This is the view looking down onto Esporles, which is just around the corner there. This is the valley of the barking dogs. We camped up here one night last year. God, we could not sleep all night. There's just like a whole valley of dogs that just bark down there relentlessly all night long. This is just one. This is quite a steep bit, which is a bit rocky. Just go up here now. By the way, there's all these little red marks all over the rocks from when I think when the team did it, maybe the last ones that I followed seem to have those red rock marks on the rocks. There we go. Up here. Aye. Ah, look. Just kind of stops here. Once going back down, you've got to then clamber up over this bit. It's a wall that's broken down here. Watch your footings. There we go. And then this bit here. Hopefully we get to the top up here, and then it's going to be downhill to Esporles. Oh my God, this is a mother. I have to plug the phone in a minute, the battery lights just started flashing. I think we're nearly to the top now. Yeah. Praise the Lord. There we are. So just stayed at the hostel Esporles last night. Can't complain. €35. Lovely room with a double bed, a lounge and 2 bathrooms. Really no complaints. Got a lovely night's sleep and a nice breakfast as well. Look at all this for €35. Bringing coffee and the cereal and the whole lot. You can't complain. So just left the hostel Esporles. Really nice little place to stay at. I would definitely go back there if I did this trail again. I might do it with Vanessa. And it's right at the bottom of the trail. So I was literally just out the door and straight onto the trail. Whew. It's typical. All these trails are just like uphill for the first bit. The Esporles, of course, is higher up than Valldemossa and Estelens. So when I get to the top up here, it'll be downhill for quite a way. Adios. Thought best just catch up a little video of the route. So this is walking from Esporles towards Valldemossa on the GR221. It's quite a pleasant path actually. It's up through a forest, a little bit of an incline. I'm wetter than an otter's pocket again, but all in all, sort of making good ground. This is actually a rougher section of the route here. It's been more of the typical stony path up until now. Yeah, so not a bad route actually between these 2 points. I've done it in reverse. I think it's harder in reverse actually because of the incline. So yeah, I've only been on the road about 40 minutes and I think I've virtually knocked a third off. Although you never quite know with these sat-navs. Never assume you're nearly there. You have to zoom in and then you find out how far away you really are. Check in later. Well, just on the route down to Estelens now. Got a look at this postcard material. That's the west coast of Mallorca, looking down towards Dragonera area. Beautiful morning. Did get wet through earlier on, changed my t-shirt. Lovely and dry now, and it's a descent down to Estelens. The funny thing is, just come through this gate, having done this walk in the opposite direction, I got to the gate and I thought to myself, it's just like doing it backwards. And then I said, no, it's like doing it the opposite way around. Just made it to Estelens in 3 hours 25 minutes. Not bad for 15 kilometers. Jesus Christ, look at him. He's been waiting for the bus. He's been here a while, I think. What the hell? That's a work of art. He must be a tourist. So I've actually decided to take a different route to my next lodgings at Ses Fontaneas. So I'm actually walking along the coast road just a change from the mountains. I mean, look at the views, they are spectacular. I've ridden this road on the bike a lot, but you never actually get to take in the scenery. I mean, come on, let's face it, Forrest Gump walked from one side of the United States to the other on the highway, so there's nothing wrong with a little bit of a detour onto the highway. No, I'm really glad I did it actually. It's kind of given me a little morale boost, I think, because I've been in mountains and forests for 4 days now. Hey, look at that thing.
That's Seis Fontanillas now. Lovely place to stay. A little bit of dinner. How wonderful. Good morning. So just leaving the Finca Seis Fontanillas, heading towards Sant Elm. Lovely night at that finca. Nice meal. I'll just let me show you this. So yesterday I decided to do a shortcut and come up this valley here. There was like a little track at the far end that was, I could see there was a car here. I thought, oh God, I was so tired. I didn't want to do the road Z bend. Anyway, I got 3/4 of the way along it. It was completely overgrown with brambles and everything. So I ended up having to climb up that ridge there and come along these rocks along here and then back down there. God, I thought there was no way I was going back. Look at that. That must have some wingspan. There he goes. Let's just walk in to Sant Elm now in the fog here. Just met a couple of Spanish guys up ahead. Wow, look at that. That's a view looking down onto Andrax. Sorry. Wow, look at that. That's a view looking down onto Dragonera. Just from above La Trappa. As you can probably see, it's quite misty up here this morning, so it's not as clear as it should be. Whoa, well it's 10:50. So that's from 8:30 to get to the top here, just to do the final descent down to Sant Elm. Yes! And there we got Sant Elm right down at the bottom there. But to be honest, I hate these downhill descents. In some ways, they're harder than going uphill, to be honest. Here we go! Look at that thing there. That's a Renault Scenic that's been made into a pickup. I ain't never seen anything like that in my life. Well, I made it. I'm about 100 metres now from the trailhead at Sant Elm. Yes! What a trek. Especially doing it solo. Thank God I've had my phone and a bit of WhatsApp to keep in touch with family. Just coming onto the main road now, the asphalt road. So yeah, I'll do a little review of the whole trip once I get home, what it's been like, what to expect if you're gonna do it. Do a little overview. And there we got the sea, just coming into Sant Elm right now.